The tragic death of James Hackemer, ride of steel roller coaster disaster, he was ejected. It was a bright summer day on July 8, 2011, and Darien Lake was bustling with thousands of people eager to have some fun at the amusement park resort, located about 30 miles east of Buffalo in New York State. This park was known for its thrilling rides, especially the Boomerang roller coaster that tossed riders around in multiple directions. But little did anyone know that this day would end in tragedy, as Sergeant James Hackemer, a decorated war veteran, was flung from the ride known as the Ride of Steel, turning the park from a place of happiness to one of infamy. Darien Lake, which covers a vast area of 1,200 acres, is a Six Flags resort located in Corfu, New York. It opened its doors to visitors in 1981 and boasts 8 roller coasters, including the Ride of Steel. Originally, the coaster was called the Superman Ride of Steel, but the Superman part was dropped in 2007. Nevertheless, people still refer to it as the Superman ride to this day. This roller coaster was one of the top attractions at Darien Lake, along with its twin at Six Flags Amusement Park in Baltimore, Maryland. The ride cost a whopping $12 million to construct and was designed by Intamin. The two roller coasters were mirror images of each other in design, installation, and operation. The Ride of Steel stands tall at 208 feet and drops 205 feet, making it a hypercoaster, a roller coaster with a drop length of over 200 feet. It reaches a top speed of 73 miles per hour and features numerous breathtaking drops, including the 205-foot drop, finishing with a 500-degree helix maneuver. The ride was fitted with a seatbelt and restraining bar, making it one of the safest rides in the park. Until that fateful day, thousands of people had ridden it without incident. Sergeant James Hackemer, a war hero who had served 2 tours in Iraq, was at the park with his family, including his daughters, nephew, and other relatives. He was a double amputee and required a lot of medical assistance in his recovery, but he never let it crush his spirit. He was living his life to the fullest and had been on roller coasters before without any incident. However, on that day, he went on the Ride of Steel without his prosthetic legs. As the roller coaster went through its twists and turns, everything seemed to be going as expected until it came to the last and second highest drop. James was unable to keep himself in his seat and was thrown from it at roughly 50 miles per hour, hitting the ground from a great height. He plummeted onto a grassy area where he died instantly from blunt force trauma. Witnesses to the incident were horrified and traumatized by what they saw. One witness stated that it was the worst thing they had ever seen in their life. An investigation was launched, and an autopsy confirmed the cause of death to be blunt force trauma. The ride was shut down temporarily, and safety concerns were raised. However, the Ride of Steel reopened later, after additional safety features were added to prevent such an incident from happening again. The tragic death of Sergeant James Hackemer will always be remembered as the Ride of Steel roller coaster disaster. The incident was a tragedy that shook the park and the community. News of James's death quickly spread, and people expressed their condolences and sympathies to his family. The park released a statement expressing their sadness and offering their support to James's loved ones. They also announced that the ride would remain closed until further notice while the investigation was ongoing. The investigation found that the cause of the incident was a combination of James's physical condition and the ride's design. James was unable to keep himself in his seat during the drop due to his lack of lower limb support, and the ride's design did not adequately account for passengers with disabilities. The investigation also found that there were no signs of foul play or negligence on the part of the park or the ride's manufacturer. The incident prompted the park to review its safety procedures and make changes to improve the safety of its rides. They also reached a settlement with James's family to compensate them for their loss. James's death was a tragic reminder of the importance of safety in amusement parks and the need for ride designers to consider the needs of all passengers. In the years since the incident, the park has continued to operate and provide entertainment for visitors. The Ride of Steel roller coaster has been modified to include additional safety features, and the park has implemented stricter safety protocols for all of its rides. James's memory lives on through his family, who continue to honor his legacy and remember him as a hero who served his country and loved his family.